Hey everyone, I'm Lauren from My Something Beautiful Life, and I have a new planner to show you today. So sometime last year, I don't even remember when, I've just had this little post-it note sticking on my file cabinet that I wrote. I don't even know if you can read that very well, but it says, I have yet to find a planner that can hold as much as my brain, and that's why I have so many planners. And what I find interesting about that is that I think this planner is the closest I've ever come to having a planner that can hold everything in my brain. Okay, not actually everything, because like in reality my brain's capable of so much more than that. But what I mean by that is that this is the planner that can hold all of those little random details that I just usually struggle to remember and have a place for. That's what this planner has solved for me. And so today I want to flip through it and show you what sections I have and just how I'm using this and my ideas about how I might use this in the future as well. So this is an A5 ring binder. It is the gray color, which I think is hilarious because it rarely looks gray to me. It's like the light has to hit it just a certain way. In fact, I think it's actually looking more gray on the camera than it does in real life. It's more of like a taupe color. I want to call it that because only on rare occasions when the light hits it just right does it look gray to me. Even like right now, it almost has like a green tint to it. It's really interesting. I don't know who decided it was going to be gray because it doesn't look gray at all to me. Maybe I'm just used to the gray that's more of a blue tone, but anyway, I don't hate the color. That being said, I just want you to know that if you order the gray Moterm, it is not gray, at least not the pebbled leather. I think the croc leather, I've heard that it actually is more of a true gray. But I don't dislike the color, it's just not at all what I was expecting. Okay, so inside, you've probably seen Moterms 100 times, and if not, they're really awesome. I love that it has tons of pockets. So there's pockets here, there's a pocket back here, there's this one, there's a zipper pocket. But my favorite is this back pocket, which is really awesome and can hold so much. I don't even know what I'm going to use it for, but I just love that it's there. And then also in the back, there's some pockets here. I mean, there's like 4 pockets back here and then like some card slots. Anyway, there's tons of pockets in this thing, which is like my favorite thing ever. I have a few little things here. Most of these are fairly sentimental. This is a bookmark my grandmother made. This is a pressed flower from a camping trip that I took with my dad, my brother, and my nephews, or at least a couple of my nephews. And my nephews and I went out and found some flowers. And one of them found this one and said that it looked like a heart. And so this one is particularly special to me because of that. And then I have this cute little gift tag here. It was on like a gift bag, and I just thought it was really cute. I don't know if it's going to stay in here though, because I can't like really see it. Like I would love to have it more on display. Like I was thinking about punching it and putting it over here or something like that, because I'd rather be able to see it more than just have it hidden in this pocket. And then I have this ollie clip, which I love, and then just some regular post-it notes in the back because those are my favorite and I use them all the time. Back here, I actually have some coupons, and I think I have like, oh, there's some stamps. And then I think I just have like a little compliment card back here. Like honestly, some of this stuff I just threw it in just playing around to see what it would look like. I'm not huge on decorating, which was actually one of my main criteria for setting up this planner, was that I needed to not get too overzealous about the dashboards. So I have one little decorative dashboard here, and I actually have a few different options. Like I've been trying to decide which one I wanted to actually have in the front because I like all of these so much. And so I have this clear flyleaf to protect whatever's on top. So I have this one that's just some watercolor dots, little flower lines, this butterfly. I actually had this butterfly one in the front for a long time. I really liked that one. There's these flowers. This one I think is really fun. I just love the bright colors of it. And then another Eiffel Tower one. I kind of like the Eiffel Tower, like not in the sense of I want to travel there. I just think it's a really pretty building. And so I like things that have the Eiffel Tower on it. Anyway, and then I have this purple star gradient thing. Oh, and then this was a mistake. This printed wrong. It was supposed to be that one, and it just didn't print right. So it's just there in the back. And then I have this other acetate that is like silver polka dots or whatever, like confetti things. So that has just been in the back because sometimes I like to put that over it, but wasn't really filling it right now. So it's just kind of in the back. So I have all of these. Some of these, like, I'm not really leaning towards, I just needed a place to store them. But for the rest of them, I actually was thinking I might have you guys vote. So in the comments, I want you to let me know which one of these that you like best. Here, let me move this and we can lay them out and you can see. And whichever one gets the most votes, that's the one that I will put in the front of my planner for, I don't know, the foreseeable future. Anyway, so these are the 6 mainly that I'm trying to choose between. I have different reasons for liking all of them. The white ones, one of the things that I like about them is that it matches my tabs because my tabs are white. And then some of these that have like these kind of, I don't know what to say, like muted colors. I think that they look really pretty with the color of the actual planner. So actually, maybe I should show you guys that and you can see. I'm trying to give you everything to make an informed decision. But I mean, you may just already know which one is your favorite. But I like them all and I've just been having a hard time deciding. And then this one is just really fun. I just think this is really cute and it does look cool with the color of the planner too. So any of these that you think would be fun, let me know in the comments which one you would vote for. And then after I have it like all set up, I will post a picture on Instagram, or actually I can post it here on YouTube too. I forgot that, like I always forget about the communities thing. Do you guys look at the communities tab? Anyway, so those are the dashboard options I have. Like I said, I'm not really planning to have dashboards anywhere else in the planner. So these are just some fun designs that I was looking at and thinking that I would enjoy having in the front. Okay, so back to the actual setup. So of course I have the dashboards here, and then all of the Moterms come with this leather flyleaf that matches the cover. And I think some of the other like ring bound planners come with things like this too, but I've just never had one before. And so I think this is really fun. But what I'm actually really loving is using it right after my dashboard. So when I open my planner, I can just grab this little pen loop, which I'm obviously not using to store a pen, and use that to actually open up to the rest of my planner. Okay, so before I go any further, actually, I should probably explain my relationship with ring planners. I love them. Like I have like this weird obsession with them. I always go back to them and then I set them up and then I don't use them for whatever reason. I think the most I've used one of these is last year I had my budget set up in a rings planner, an A5 rings planner, and that actually worked really well for me, which is why I decided to give this another try, because in general, rings planners, they just fail for me and I don't know what it is. Like I spend so much time setting them up and I love the way they look. It's almost kind of a nostalgia thing because these were like the original planners in my mind. This is what I saw my mom use as a kid. And so when I learned about planners, like it was a rings planner. Like they didn't have coiled and like soft bound and things like that. It was just a rings planner. And so I think for that reason, that's kind of why I like them and I always go back to them, because it just feels like a traditional planner to me. Plus, I love the flexibility. And as you will soon see, I have a lot of really random things I like to keep in my planner. And so I love that with the rings, I can add things in and take things out as necessary and customize it in so many different ways. So I love rings planners. They have not worked very well for me in the past. And so when I set up this planner, I approached it very differently. Like I just mentioned, one of the things I did was I did not put dashboards with all of my tabs. In fact, my tabs are pure white, just plain white paper. I made these myself. I cut them out with my silhouette machine. So all I did was I printed the title on the tabs and then cut them out and laminated them. So it's just a white piece of paper. I didn't even use cardstock. I think I used 32-pound paper. So I made them super simple. If anything, I might add stickers or something to them, but honestly, I'm really liking the clean white. But along with that, I also had to make sure that I kept it very easy to get to the things that I needed to reference. So like I have a ton of room in these rings still. I do not have very much in this planner at all, which I kind of love right now. But at the same time, I keep thinking of other ways that I can use it, which we will talk about more in just a minute. But for right now, I'm trying to take it really slow and just ease into it to see how it works for me. So that's why there's not very much in here. And one thing that you'll notice is not in here is a calendar of any form. This is all just notes and separate planning pages. But as of right now, I have no calendar in here. I'm still using my A5 Daily Duo for like my calendar scheduling and daily to-do lists, and that's working fantastically. Anyway, all right, I will actually flip through here now. But as always, leave any questions you have in the comments. I'm happy to answer anything or clarify anything that I've mentioned. Okay, so the first thing I have in here is my planning routine. I'm not great at this, which is why it's here, because I wanted a reminder of the things that I want to do and how often I want to do them. So I have that in there. And then I just have some other random things in here. There's a blank piece of paper and just this quote that I really love. And then we go into my first section. So this is my things to do section, or like my brain dump list, my to-do list, anything like that. Basically just a place to write down anything that comes to mind that I want to do or look up. Anyway, you get the idea. So this is what it is right now. I made some extra pages that are blank still, and so I just paper clipped them together. Here I have some reoccurring tasks. I just figured I should keep the reoccurring tasks separate from like the things that only need to be done once. And then the next page that is here is some content ideas for YouTube. I also have one for my blog, but I don't have anything written on it yet. And then just some blank dot grid paper. This paper came from Amazon. It comes in a big pack for pretty inexpensive. I wouldn't even know what brand to tell you. It was, I mean, there's so many of them. So if you need paper and you want it already punched and ready to go, there's dot grid, there's line, there's graph, all kinds of different papers all ready for A5 planners. You can just search Amazon. There's a ton of options. Okay, and then my next tab is projects. So of course the first thing I have is this planner, just any notes about this, and I have some more notes on the back about things I'd like to kind of think about doing in the future. Right here I have some ideas for what I would like to do to my bedroom and some shelves I want to build. Here's a general packing list. I have one more page in there that I actually can't show you guys right now, but it'll be good when it comes. So that's basically what's in my project section, but it's just something that I can put in anything that I'm currently working on or want to work on. I know in the past I've talked about how I have a petite planner that I would use for things like that. Like if I was planning a vacation or some big project was going on, I would use the petite planner. That's what this section is supposed to be for me right now. I just needed a place to put all of those like project type things that were happening. My next tab is cleaning, and there's not a ton in here right now. I've been trying to find a way to make the Fly Lady system kind of work for me. And so this is just kind of brainstorming and a list of things that I want to go through and declutter, daily tasks, things like that. And then there's some extra dot grid pages. And then I have these checklist pages. These are from Erin Condren, and these are going to be my zone cleaning checklist when I get them filled out. Each page will be a zone, and I'll just put the months at the top and then the tasks here, and then I can just check them off as I do them each month. So I have a few of those, and that's the end of that section for now. My next one is meal planning, and what I did here was I actually took an Erin Condren Petite Meal Planner and I cut the pages out and punched them. You can see it's not a great fit because it overlaps where the check marks are, but I wanted to kind of get a feel for it and see if I liked having meal planning in here. And so I actually just took one of my old ones that was almost done, and I just took out the last few pages. So I don't have a ton in here, just a few to kind of experiment with. And so I have those pages in here first. And then after that, I have some meal ideas if I'm just meal planning and I just wanted some ideas. I put a list here. I do have some more ideas for what I want to put in this section. I want to have like a sample meal plan with grocery lists, so I can just like pick a week and be like, there's the meal plan for that week and here's the grocery list to go with it, kind of thing. So I plan to do that at some point. Also, I really like batch cooking and freezer meals, things like that. And so I want to create some plans like that like pick 5 meals or something and the grocery list that goes with it, and then all the instructions for batch preparing those and having those in this section too. So anything having to do with meal planning will go in this section. This is definitely a work in progress. I mean, you're seeing a lot of things where I'm like, someday I want to put this in it, and someday I'd like to put this in it. And that's just how it is. I am really trying to just take it slow and not just throw everything in at one time and put things in as I need them and as I come up with them. I don't want to be like, oh, my planner's not set up yet, I can't use it yet, just because I haven't done things like create a sample meal plan type of thing. So I wanted it functional right away. So I pretty much started with just a bunch of like the dot grid pages, and I just started writing things down. And I'm so glad I did. Like, it made such a difference in getting me started. And then slowly I could add things like these meal planning pages and like the cleaning thing. This is something I actually set up on a different piece of paper and I transferred it over. So I just love that this is a place where I can just keep all of the ideas so they're not in random notebooks and on random post-it notes all over the place. Anyway, my next tab is for my garden. And so I have a list of all of the vegetables that I want to plant this year, hopefully. We'll see if I can get it all done. The ones that are highlighted are the ones that I have already started seeds for. A lot of these unhighlighted ones are the ones that start later in the season, and so they don't need to be planted yet. And then I also just included a column for when they should be planted, which honestly I need to redo this because I think I did it wrong. And then this is ideas of where I'm going to plant them in the yard. And then I have a note here about companion planting, some things that I want to do in the garden and in the yard, and then just another piece of note paper. So again, very simple. And then the last tab that I have is for church. I have a few different responsibilities at church, and so I just needed a place to keep all of those different things straight, and just any information that I need for those, I just needed a section for that. There's only one page in here right now, which is something I can't show. So that's the last section that I have, is just stuff for a church. And then the very last thing that's in here is this little pocket with these dot stickers. Honestly, the only reason this is still in here is because I'm kind of using it to protect the back pages from the back of the planner, you know, when it closes, so it doesn't like bend the pages. I want to just get like another fly leaf, but I have to dig them out from my box of where I'm storing them. Until then, this is just kind of sitting here, but really this is probably coming out. I don't think I will use it for anything. And that is basically the setup. That's all that I have in here right now. So let's talk about some things that I plan to put in here in the future or change up, or I should say things that I'm hoping to if this continues to go well. One thing that I think would be nice to have in here is my budget again. I really liked having my budget in the A5 last year, and I am really liking the Happy Planner budget planner that I have. The layout's working really well, but I keep just going back to I want it in this book with everything else. I think it would be a great category to be in here. The only thing is that I would actually have to have it in 2 separate planners because I would only want 1 month in here at a time and maybe my yearly tracking pages. I don't want a whole year's worth of budget pages in here at the same time. That would totally fill this up immediately and there wouldn't be room for anything else. So if I do that, I will only keep 1 month in here at a time, but we'll see how that goes. It's not something that is happening in the immediate future, but it's just something I've considered. The other thing I'm considering is putting in my daily planner. I have my daily duo right now. It is an A5 size, so the size is exactly the same as this. The only difference is it would be the A5 inserts, which Erin Condren does make, at least they have in the past. And so I don't think I would do it before July, but I've considered that when their new life planners come out that start in July, I might get the A5 inserts and put them in a calendar section in here. Again, going really slow. That's why I'm not planning to do it till July, because I want to really feel out this planner and make sure that it's working for me before I try to put the calendar in it. Because it seems like adding a calendar into my A5 ring planners is usually what leads to the downfall for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I want to make sure that I'm very comfortable with the rest of the system before I try adding that in. And so I am going to wait till July. Besides, my daily duo that I have right now, it goes till July anyway. So I'm happy to finish out that one as is, and we'll see. I might add in a calendar later. And then the last section that I want to add in is for emergency prep. It probably won't be too extensive. I just want to have a list of things that should be in my 72-hour kit and what supplies we have on hand and what things I still need to get, just a basic overview of things that I might need in an emergency and I just want to have on hand. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for this. I've had some other ideas too, but I've kind of eliminated most of them. One of them was to have a self-care section or a habits and routine section, and I don't know, maybe someday, but right now I think those are kind of on the back burner. I'm fairly confident in the ones that I've just mentioned, that I actually would like to do those ones. And if I did, I would probably have to rearrange my tabs. What I was actually thinking was making 3 top tabs. So the things to do and the projects along with the calendar would become 3 top tabs. And then the budget and the emergency prep would fall in line on the side, because those are more like specialty categories, while these are things that I would reference like all the time. It's all just a work in progress, and I will keep you updated as it goes along. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.